My name is Mitch Morgans, aka Roxy Diva. I am a salon owner, makeup artist, hairstylist. I've been a drag queen, I guess now, for 16, 17 years. And I've worked on many different stages across Canada and through the States. And I'm now being brought back tonight. It's definitely a former lifetime coming back to life tonight. So.
Saskatoon Pride has evolved so we're huge compared to where we were even 5-10 years ago. So we've got over 22 events in 10 days. Everything from boat cruises to bingo, feather boas to parades to fashion shows. It's a full week that celebrates the diversity as vast as our community is. And there's something for everybody.
Here at the City of Saskatoon, in addition to the community as a whole, we're making an effort to be more inclusive and more diverse. And of course, that's what Pride is all about.
We want to especially highlight the work of the Saskatoon Diversity Network. Without your efforts, we literally would not be here this afternoon. Our government recently implemented changes to the Human Rights Code. It was decided that the code should be amended to add gender identity as prohibited ground for discrimination.
Neil Patrick Harris said it best when he said, "There's too much gay to put into a box anymore." No one can pigeonhole or say what is right and what's wrong in the gay community because we celebrate equal rights for everybody. And the new Saskatchewan is doing just that. And, you know, we call ourselves Saskatoon Pride Festival, but it's not just because we're Saskatoon Pride for LGBTQ rights. We're proud to be from Saskatoon.
One of the analogies that I like to use is a paint swatch. Many of us have gone and taken a look at that bright color that we want to paint our kitchen or our bathroom, and we take a look and we see how many different shades of yellow, how many different shades of orange, how many different shades of red. Well, our community and this flag encompasses all of that. And today, by raising this flag, we celebrate for each and every single one of you, whether you're near, whether you're far, whether you get the chance to speak up and speak out, or whether you just can't. Today, we do it for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Saskatoon Diversity Network and Saskatoon Pride Festival, we wish you a happy Pride.
The queer community has faced so much discrimination for a number of years, and now we're at a point where we can be out and proud about who we are and about what we do and have spaces that are dedicated to alleviating any sort of like social disparities that are there, alleviating any sort of like just facilitating, I should say, social change. Yeah.
Good afternoon, Phoenix Rain. Yeah, no, I don't have anything available till Tuesday. Thank you. I know, wait, bye-bye. Okay. All right. Sorry. That is the unfortunate part about being a business owner, is that it never stops. There's different types of drag queens, and some are more theatrical, and I'm not one of those drag queens. If I don't feel like I'm pretty, I'm not going out. Like Morgan Fairchild is kind of, you know, I've been told that I look a lot like her, and that's what I think is pretty. You know, those 1980s, very dynasty, very, you know, I like lots of jewelry and fur and rhinestones and beads and fringe. I'm from Melfort, Saskatchewan originally, and then we moved to Saskatoon, and then we moved out to surrounding towns, and it was kind of tougher growing up back then. Going to school and not knowing exactly who you were, or what you were supposed to be, or how you were supposed to be. Coming through high school and coming out in high school, and it definitely made you a stronger person with a stronger personality, and I think that's kind of what transformed Roxy in the end, was some of that confidence and push. Culturally and society in the early 90s wasn't what it is today. it wasn't as accepted, or it wasn't something that was talked about or as public as it is today, with all the celebrities and different faces that are out there who are helping to move the cause forward. My family had to adjust, and they did, and they've been very, very supportive. And sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
I definitely am very loved.
We are at Welcome to the Gayborhood. This is an annual event that we do in partnership with Saskatoon Pride Festival. We close down the whole street in front of the building and invite our community partners to set up tables to share their services with the community. It's our way of saying we're located in Riversdale, we're proud to be in this community and providing free barbecue to the residents of Riversdale. As well, it's a part of United Way's Day of Caring.
Out Saskatoon was formed in 1991. At that time it was called Gay and Lesbian Health Services, to meet the mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual needs of the LGBT community. You know, when I started doing this work, we talked about the LGBT community and that was it. But now there are many, many, many terms, and often it's hard to sometimes distinguish, and sometimes the best way to is honestly ask people.
We're open to, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, two-spirit, intersex, queer, questioning, asexual, allies, absolutely. We serve the whole community. Often heterosexuality is left off of that string, but if we add it to the list of sexualities, what ends up happening is, rather than turning all of the other sexualities into abnormal, we show that everything is part of that spectrum.
Even without being gay, from the moment I took my first breath, I was a visible minority. I mean, wheelchair, right? And I get people on the street asking me questions, and if it's not about my sexuality, it's about my wheelchair, it's about my pink hair, it's about everything, because people just don't understand, so they want to know. And I don't find that people normally ask questions to be rude. I mean, there are people that do that, where it's just like, ew, what's this all about? It's like, and those people I try to brush off, but I mean, mostly people just want to know.
I myself, I'm an out and proud, free, two-spirited, transgendered gay man. And I actually just got engaged to my partner this past week on June 3rd, 2015. Sorry, no, June 2nd. Oh, he's totally gonna hurt me for that. No, I'm just kidding. No.
I had a very firm upbringing when I was growing up as a child, and gay was not a thing or a word you even wanted to hear in the house. And my mom and I still talk now. We're good. My brothers and sisters are all good. And I never thought that we would get to that point.
Having something in common with people often affects the most change. Kind of when people get to meet people who are bisexual or trans or gay or lesbian or intersexed and they get to talk and understand what their lives and experiences are about, is when a lot of those myths and prejudices disappear, and then people realize that pretty much just an average everyday human being like everybody else.
Is Roxy is she an alter ego for you that is like a part of you that you need to have expressed that is different from Mitch? Is she like a...
I think she was that. She was a way for me to explore being in front of people and bringing that confidence out, because I was confident, but I don't think it was a sincere confidence. I think it was an overcompensation. And I mean, I was my own little walking gay parade in high school. I think back, and I'm not 100% sure how I made it out alive, but everyone completely respected me, and I was like the token gay of Martinsville.
So the Live in Color Art and Fashion Awards is one of my favorite events of the week. We celebrate 3 fashion designers, Dean Renwick from Regina, Lori Brown and Melissa Squire from Saskatoon. We have drag queen performances by Roxy Diva and Miss Gay Saskatoon 18 Coco Denolte. We have 1 feature artist. We've got 4 community service awards. That's one of the ones I'm most excited about.
When I was in the 3rd grade, I thought that I was gay, cause I could draw. My uncle was, and I kept my room straight. I told my mom, tears rushing down my face. She's like, Ben, you've loved girls since before pre-K. Sure, but yeah, I guess she had a point, didn't she? Bunch of stereotypes all in my head. I remember doing the math, like, yeah, I'm good at Little League. A preconceived idea of what it all meant. But those that like the same sex have the characteristics. The right-wing conservatives think it's a decision, and you can be cured with some treatment and religion. Man-made rewiring of a predisposition, playing God. Oh nah, here we go. America the brave still fears what we don't know. God loves all his children, it's somehow forgotten, but we paraphrase a book written 3,500 years ago. I don't know.
And I can't change, even if I tried, even if I wanted to.
It was pretty amazing to see how actually Pride Weeks in Canada have completely changed, well, especially in Saskatchewan, how they've changed and how many more people are out here supporting us and supporting the event itself. When I was 18 to try and come out, I couldn't. I never felt myself until when I was 18, I moved to Los Angeles to study fashion in school, and that's the day I stepped off the plane. And the next day when I went to school and had orientation at school, and I looked around and I was like, oh my God, there's a lot of gay people here. Oh my God, I feel so accepted, and I felt wonderful. And now that I look at people now here in Saskatchewan and the younger ones that are coming out, there isn't the trials and tribulations they have to face like I faced, the older generation had to face. It's totally accepted now, and people don't even think twice anymore. Mostly women is what I do, but this year I decided to do men's because I do men's, but I haven't done it for a long time on the runway, and this year I just decided to go full force. So I've had a few male models that keep asking me to do it, and I finally just said, yep, I'm going to do it this year, and surprised all of them. So, and it was really good because I'd like to get a few more male clients in. It's hard for men to find things here in the city that are beautiful and beautifully made and one of a kind. So this year for Gay Pride, I thought, what is a gay pride fashion show without a harness? You know? And so the girl had one too. The girl had a harness and the male had a harness. So, but the man here got a ton of screams. Yeah, he was a really good sport to put it on too, so. It's been the first fashion show for Pride I've done. So, and I was really proud to do it and come up here and support them up here. And I think next year we may try Regina, so we shall see.
Matt Maloney has been awarded an award at our Affinity Community Service Awards. He's a great ally, much like many people out there. Seeing that community support that we have, feeling that community support, that's how we do the work that we do.
I've seen him chaperoning youth dances in his free time, making sure that our youth of tomorrow have a safe and inclusive space and know that the Saskatoon Police Service is behind them. Thank you.
It was very overwhelming for me to stand up there today and accept that award. To see the people stand up and cheer on not only me as a person, but somebody with a uniform, it shows that there's buy-in from the community. And they look beyond the uniform and they saw and heard the work that we're doing with the community and in the city. And that was very overwhelming and touching to see. And it was an honor just to stand there and see that. I can't say anything more. I'm overwhelmed with absolute joy. Thank you.
We've had a lot of organizations approach us that we never had the privilege of working with in the past, and they're excited to work with us. They're excited to partner on projects. And so that shows, I mean, it shows both that things are changing, you know, acceptance is growing, and it also shows that I think a focus on diversity and inclusivity is becoming the right thing to do.
Roxy is definitely someone who just doesn't take no for an answer and is a little bit of a a storm. She flies in and she does her thing, and it's a little wild and crazy, but is always courteous, I guess, and nice to the best of my ability. And she's kind of a cougar. Tonight I'm going to do a gay anthem by Gloria Gaynor, I Am What I Am. And it definitely, it's a song that has spoken to me for the past over a decade. It has spoken to me, and it's been a tribute song that I have done again and again. And I really thought that it was fitting to do that song tonight. There was never a doubt in my mind what song I was going to do tonight. So.
Life's not worth a damn till you can say, I am what I am.
I have never been happier in my entire life, actually. Things have really transitioned with my business, and I'm currently engaged. And what I found was that I changed to be more positive. It's the 15th anniversary of the Gay Pride Parade in Saskatoon. They had that many years ago, and we were there and played softball and did the parade and all kinds of fun things.
When I first moved away in 1982, there was no such thing as Pride Week. And the first Pride Week we had ever in Saskatchewan, I was living in Los Angeles. And there was a big newspaper article in one of the gay magazines down there about how the city in Saskatchewan put on a Pride Week event, but everybody in the event wore masks. And they wore masks in honor of the people who could not come out and be proud. And everybody in LA thought, well, this is the most ridiculous thing anybody would ever do. Why would you hold a pride parade and then hide behind masks? And all I could say is, well, I'm from Regina and I have no idea why they did that. Now I see it as a huge, huge event, and nobody hides behind masks. Everybody is everybody, and everybody can be who they want to be, and are totally supported 100% by the community here now.
I mean, it goes down as far as the eye can see. This is a beautiful moment for Saskatoon. I couldn't be more proud of our community. It's amazing.
Well, over the last 2 years, within the diversity section, I've had the honor and privilege to represent the LGBT community. They accepted me into their family, they accepted me into their workforce. They made my job so easy because of the hard work that they already put into the community. I just blend in because they allow me to. It's just such a family atmosphere right from the top with Rachel at Out Saskatoon and Danny at the Saskatoon Diversity Network. Their jobs make my job such a pleasure to come to work at and just to work within the community.
I know that I think just a couple weeks ago, statistics came out that overall hate crimes are decreasing except for hate crimes related to sexuality. Those are actually increasing. And so things like that show us that we still have a lot of work to do with all of the celebration that we do. With us being out Saskatoon, we never want to sacrifice confidentiality, safety. We don't want to sacrifice our focus on those that aren't doing well, those that still face difficulty in their day-to-day lives, and so that remains the heart of our work, is our support services.
At the University of Saskatchewan, we do have a number of individuals who come from rural areas and for a number of years have to stay closeted for safety reasons. So once they come to the university and they see the Pride Center, they see that the university has been making headway nationally as well as internationally in regards to gender and sexual diversity, they finally feel it's safe, you know. But this is a place for us to have those discussions in a nice open forum. And it's gotten to a point where we finally have an epic community that is so committed to creating safe space for all students, all staff, and all faculty.
Now when we talk about our youth group, the average age is 15 and it goes from 12 to 19. So that indicates us at least that at a younger age people are able to identify and be able to come. Parents bring their kids to the youth group and their youth to the youth group, whereas before they never did that.
I would say even for those parents that aren't quite ready to have that conversation, the best thing that they can do is refer their youth to someone that is, right?
It was always really important to help the youth feel okay and feel safe, and because I was very young when I came into the community, and you know, just legal bar age and just adder, and out and about, and you really start to develop yourself. And as everyone knows, as you get older, not only does your body change, but your mind changes, your emotions change, your values change, your ethics change. And so you really have to culture yourself. Especially now they're doing wonderful things in the community with youth. And that's awesome, and that is super exciting that those kids feel like they have a place and that they fit in and they belong somewhere.
I'm JQ, and I'm honored to be here tonight and to be accepting the Affinity Community Service Youth Award. I've been attending Pride events and queer groups like Rainbow Coffee since I was in grade 8, and they've been pivotal in my life thus far. If it wasn't for Rainbow Coffee and the absolutely fantastic people at Out Saskatoon, like Amanda Guthrie, my life would be extremely different, and I'm eternally grateful that such an organization exists.
My good friend Marie Loverod said a good quote stating that societal stigmas create internal and external barriers to a person's success. And for myself, I didn't see anyone like myself in this position. Therefore, I couldn't see myself in that position. And that's what I want to do for young people, for young queer identified people. I want them to see themselves in leadership roles.
There's a lot of people that think that, oh, well, my family's different and my family is unique. No, I'm sure that you're going to be able to find somebody to talk to who's been there or has some sort of understanding as to what they've had to go through, and you can learn something from it. And I think if we all do that as a community, we're only going to get bigger and better together, and we're stronger when we're together, and we're stronger when we're there to support one another in that way.
Just love your children, love your friends, love your, no matter what someone's going through, the first thing that we can all do is say, I love you.
The only people that hurt are people that hide in a closet, and they're the ones that hurt their own souls. So you need to come out, you need to be proud of who you are and what you are. The only time you should hide is if your parents are going to pay for your education, and if they find out you're gay and they're going to cut your education off. Then just wait till you finish your education, because education is important. It's like number one. Then come out of the closet. Once you graduate, throw that robe off and have a rainbow dress underneath.
If you have program ideas that you'd like to see on maxTV Local On Demand, write us at max.local@sasktel.com. maxTV programming is now available on maxTV on the go at maxtvonthego.sasktel.com.